As you might have noticed, I deleted the last video. So the sound quality was poor, so I ditched that one. Not much to that one, doesn't matter. Um, Going to talk about the least funny uh, guests on 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. Used to watch it mainly for the puzzles because there was a lot more puzzles in the early ones. A bit less sort of mucking about and layering. Three numbers puzzles. And we might start off with Lee Mack. Now, my mother hates Lee Mack, and we don't have much crossover in terms of cultural things. And I've got to say, I agree with her in this one. She really hates him, can't stand the bloke. And I don't think he's unfunny. I think he's aggressively unfunny, which is a whole new level. Aggressively unfunny. That's the only way to describe him. They said, the Wikipedia, I think, read that a while back. One of the most loved comedians over there, and this probably says a lot about their mentality over there of the average citizen. Yeah, he got done anyway with the nasty carpenter, the bloke with the tattoos. You wouldn't know about that. He did a whole show, and they had to can the whole show, the whole series, because the white supremacist won the carpentry competition. He was the host of that. They filmed the whole series, and they had to ditch it. So that was my mother was a bit happy about that, I suppose. Aggressively unfunny. That's how you describe him. Terrible. Just not funny at all. In no way is Lee Mack funny. Um, David Williams. He was on that Little Britain show. Corpsey doesn't like that show. Actually, he hates that. I didn't think that was too bad, but on his own, he's not very funny. He's nothing. He can do the bit of the gay sort of double entendre Benny Hill stuff. And that's all there is. It's all very low quality. He's not funny either. A very on his own. Some people are funny around other people. They can be lifted up. They can sort of hang on their coattails a bit, but on their own, terrible. Not a funny man. Williams, that guy. He's very poor. Vic Reeves is not funny. Another just irritating person. Horrible accent. That horrible northern accent. Vic Reeves, he's not funny. There's nothing. There's nothing there. He's just an old gawk, really. Um, I can't stand a bar of him. He's there's nothing there. Um, oh yeah. So I don't think the guy with the fat guy, the northerner that loves the rugby, Johnny Vegas, he calls him. He's not very funny either. He's he's a little bit funny at times, but he's sort of whining, sitting there whining. He's sort of the stereotypical northerner, sort of thick and fat and drunk and a bit dopey and oh, sitting there feeling sorry for himself. A very bizarre episode. Another sort of low quality comedian. Not as bad as the earlier ones I mentioned, but not very funny at all. I wouldn't pay to see him stand up or anything. And Jonathan Ross, Wassy, who talks like this to a Wassy that can't pronounce the R's. Rachel Wiley is how he talks. He was involved in the Russell Brand thing. I won't discuss that from a few years ago with Manuel. I can't discuss the details of that. That was a big drama. They were going to cut the I think BBC Radio 4 or 5 or whatever it was. Long time ago, about 15 years ago, that was. They're going to cut the license out over that incident. Russell Brand sort of developed a better sort of worldview since. But Jonathan Ross, he's not funny at all and irritating with that speech impediment. How on earth is he? Who did he sleep with? Who did he bend over to take a thing? Who did he sleep with to get where he was? Why is he on broadcast with that horrible speech impediment that he sings? You can say that that's ableist, but that's how it is. Got to be able to speak with a little bit of fluency if you're going to be in radio and television on broadcast. Verbally, not no, he's not funny either. And there's sort of the worst. Catherine Tate is so stupid. She's one of the stupidest people you can imagine. How do they even function? How do they think? The entertainment, I think, is all they can do. Television. Very stupid woman. Not real funny either. Got one funny character, the sweary Nana. They made a movie out of that. I don't think I'd watch probably 70 minutes of that. That's a bit over the top, and the other stuff's not very funny. She's very ordinary. There's a few people I do like who are decent on that show. Uh, I might do a separate video about the ones I like. But all these ones, Vic Reeves and Lee Mack and Wassy and Vic Reeves and all of these people, Williams, oh boy, they're very ordinary. I don't know how these people got to supposedly the very top of the tree over there. 70 million people and they can't find people funnier than that. A very grim situation over there. But I'll talk about the ones I do like, the people I do tolerate on there. As I said, I'll watch it mainly for the thing. For the puzzles at first, because they took Lily's show off a long time ago, over 10 years ago. Showing the repeats of that back on SBS again. Lily's a little bit annoying, and Moorcroft, yeah, it looks like an old vampire. He keeps explaining the numbers game. Into the week 7 we are of this series, and he's still going on about how people play the numbers game if you can't work it out after 7 weeks. Got to wonder. He's filling in time, I think, because there's only 5 letters games and 3 numbers games and the conundrum at the end in half an hour. Short ad breaks on SBS. The Ethnic Broadcasting Channel originally, if you don't know anything about that. Started 1980 under Fraser. Ethnic broadcasters famous for their nudie movies in the 80s and early 90s. Late night nudie, naughty movies. A lot of French and Italian movies with a lot of, yeah. And I've got to keep it a little bit PG. And so, yeah, these people are just not funny. I do not like these people. They make the show very hard to watch. These are very second-rate people who are supposedly at the top, but they are very much not at the top of the comedy game, in my opinion.